Hey. What is good?
It is going. Listen, the internet wasn't trying to work with us because they know we're trying to expose their foolishness, but we are here. We are here. We are in full effect. Shondo, as Telly would say. Shondo.
You know what?
Thank you, girl. Shondo.
These internet's been playing, between
Shondo.
Instagram, Rogers. We don't know who we can truly trust anymore.
I blame the government.
We blame it all. So, but we are here. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to our new day and time on Instagram Live. We are still on Saturdays at 7 p.m. on, Radio Regent. But we are now live Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Before we go into the show, because there's some breaking news that we need to talk about, we're going to go and introduce ourselves in alphabetical order.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on the deep, dark internet. My name is Garcia. Welcome to our show. We are here due to the lovely internet Radio Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. So listen to us every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays to hear our lovely voices, but to see us, to see the reactions, which, believe me, priceless. You need to check us out Wednesday nights, 9:30 Eastern Time. Welcome to the show. Telly, what is up?
Oh, girl, that's the problem. There's too much stuff that's up.
That's what I understand.
What? Hey, everybody, it's me, Telly. I am so happy to be here with my fam, the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew. Man, these internets, they're dirtier than the street that you walk on every day. I don't know what the hell is going on in these streets, y'all. But listen, my bag is packed. My secret is here somewhere. So Jesus, listen, when it strikes midnight, the moon shall turn to blood. You know how the Bible verse goes. Anyway, Sheba, tell me who you are, girl.
How do I go
Tell
after
who you is.
that? How do I go after
The
that?
signs of the times. The signs of the times. Huh? The signs of the times. What the flip?
I might as well not even introduce myself, but I am Toshiba. They call me Sheba. I am the final female member of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew, and my partner in crime is going to introduce himself.
Robbie 3 times, and hello everybody, and let's go ahead and get on to it.
So,
Oof.
there's a lot. Honestly, we had to add 2 stories at like 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Eastern today because, again, the internet delivers. However, this first story to me is hilarious. I am all about using the system and then working either in it or against it. There's this one lady who decided she was going to work within the system since the SCOTUS has said that Roe versus Wade, they're looking at overturning it. She's figured out how she's going to use, I know, right? How she's going to use the system, okay, to what? I'm talking. What is it?
Oh.
I know, but okay, I get it. But so then I'm tired since you already started talking.
I'm hot. You're turning the air off, and it's driving me crazy.
Oh.
It's like 88 degrees in here right now.
I turn off the air when he's not home. I don't mind being hot. I don't. I'm Jamaican. I like the heat. So when he's about to come home, I turn it back on so it can cool up. So I'm trying to find a balance, but I don't know. Listen, maybe we need couples therapy. Whatever it is.
No, you two are all right. You two are fine. You two are good. You two are good.
We're literally going through a heat wave in the Southwest, and she is found free as a bird, and it's like 90 degrees in the house, and she's recreating Jamaica, and it's more power to her. But when I come home in a suit and tie, I just melt coming in the door.
Okay, can we move on now? So let's get this show. So thank you so much for answering the question, okay, about why you look tired. But we're moving on. Let's talk about this lady who decided that she was going to use the SCOTUS's ruling to her advantage and do this.
It says HOV, parentheses 2.
Brandy Batone was driving down Central Expressway. She came across a sheriff's checkpoint, targeting drivers breaking the rules.
Starts peeking around. He's like, is it just you? And I said, no, there's 2 of us. And he's like, well, where's the other person? And I went, right here.
Batone is 34 weeks pregnant, but the officer told her that doesn't count.
And I said, well, not trying to throw a political mix here, but with everything going on, this counts as a baby.
So what it reads is pregnant women cited for HOV violation says her unborn baby should count as a second person. Robert, I mean, as the resident American, what are your thoughts on that? Because I agree with her.
Kudos to the white lady. Like, I think it's not often that you can cite white women for using logic,
Robert,
to win an argument, but this is one clearly that I am 100% on her side with. She should be able to ride in the HOV to one lane as a 34-week pregnant woman. That's the definition of baby on board. What's the problem? You want to give her a ticket?
and they did. They gave her a $275 ticket, which she intends to fight, and she should. If they're saying you're not able to have an abortion because the moment the sperm and the egg implant together, you've created a person, this 34 weeks, she could actually have that baby right now. It might be the ICU, but it would survive. It's only 6 weeks away from. So if again, just the implantation makes it a human, why can't she ride an HOV lane? I say, pregnant people, HOV lanes all around.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. This is, again, white done right. No, it's true.
Bars!
This is white done right.
Bars.
She has a case here. The government over there is saying 6 weeks. You cannot even consider having an abortion or terminating a pregnancy. So she's driving around with Junior or Little Miss and tell her she's not.
Look, yo, if people can drive in the HOV lanes with their dog and their cat, I don't see why people can't drive in the HOV lanes with their picnic in their stomach. Like, it has a heartbeat. Anything that has a heart, I mean, so what?
It's their rule.
That's the definition of a person now.
It has a heartbeat.
It has a
heartbeat. Therefore, it's a person. You know what? Honestly, the government should be ashamed of themselves.
The rules only apply when they want it to apply.
Thank you.
Like, really? Trash.
Okay, listen,
But
all
bravo
pregnant
to that
women,
lady.
exactly, all pregnant women, you ride in the HOV lane and you fight those tickets.
Agree. Just fight them.
I don't care if you are 8 weeks. You are pregnant. Show them your pregnancy test or anything you have from the doctor saying positive, because just like they have at the mall, they've got the spots for expectant mothers.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say how many weeks pregnant I have to be or how many months. I could say, you know what, I am 2 months, I'm 3 months, I'm no expected mother. I have morning sickness. I can use the expectant mother lane.
And not even to point out the fact that there's an American, this is another area where I get frustrated with law enforcement is, why do y'all have a HOV, like, entrapment pit stop thing going on?
An
like,
entrapment
it's not the
pit
cops
stop.
there was, like, why would you dedicate that much resources to something as trivial as that? And then you can't win an argument with law enforcement because you heard him, because he didn't feel, you talking about, oh yeah, and feelings matter a lot when dealing with law enforcement if you did not know in America. You better not hurt their feelings. I'm surprised she got away with just a ticket.
Well, according to the officer, he informed, her name is Brandy, that carpool requires 2 people outside of the body. Well, tell the Supreme Court that.
They'll record that. Exactly. Tell them to put it in better writing, because as far as everyone else is concerned,
I'm a person.
She has a person. It has a heartbeat. So guess what? In my tummy or not, down the HOV lane I go. Because
that should be discrimination.
it should be.
She filed a discrimination suit saying she has been discriminated against. That her person, her child, her daughter has been discriminated against because she's not outside of her body.
Agreed.
I'm all about, again, the Roe versus Wade overturn is ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's my
completely.
very humble opinion. And so therefore, Brandy, good on you, Brandy girl. Good on you, Brandy.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, girl.
Go ahead, girl.
This is how you use the
Absolutely.
law in your
Absolutely.
favor. So good job, Brandy.
Absolutely.
But what's now interesting on the same theme of having babies,
Girl.
we are now going to be reduced as women to only vaginas.
Pretty much.
We are
actually, a lot of people don't even like using that word. So.
that word vagina.
Right. They don't like that word either.
They don't like the word vagina.
What are you supposed to use?
God knows. I don't know. I don't. As a woman, I
That's
actually
a
don't
clinical
know.
term, like,
But so is female. But people don't like female
What?
either. No, they don't like the word female either. They don't like vaginas. They don't like the word female.
Hey, we saw what happened when Adele said woman.
When Adele said woman, and they like put her at the stake.
So
How
now,
dare you call yourself a woman?
here is the new thing that might be hitting schools near you, parents.
Girl.
Yes, pom pom is actually.
National
we're a lot of
Education
people.
Association.
Exactly. They can use that word instead. I'm here
Yeah,
for it.
I just want people to be clear about this. So, the National Education Association debates on whether to replace birthing parent over mother. So, in Rob and I's scenario, if we were to have a child, I would be the birthing parent, and he would be the he would be the non-birthing parent. So let me talk about this for a second. So they're saying leaked documents from a meeting by the nation's largest teachers union allegedly shows that the National Education Association is debating on a proposal that pushes the use of LGBTQIA plus inclusive language like birthing parent instead of mother and non-birthing parent instead of father in formal language used by state and local education entities. Maternity leave will now be called parental leave. You will now say parent instead of mother or father. I'm done. Actually, I have nothing more to say. So this was leaked from a meeting they had at the White House. There's been no word from the White House about what will happen, but this is, we're birthing parents. Birthing parent. I am a birthing parent.
So I guess they're gonna call Mother's Day and Father's Day like Parent
Day.
Let's
No, non-birthing parent day and birthing parent day.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
I'm actually surprised they didn't say donor. Like, let's at least give a bit of respect.
No, there
But,
is no respect.
I don't know. Like, who wants to go first? Because I'm loaded and ready. If you want. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna kind of sit this one out. But I am gonna point out that LGBTQIA is literally like 20% of the alphabet.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Plus.
I'm a math guy, so.
Plus.
Yeah. So here's my thing. We've been on this whole thing about inclusion, diversity, equality for all. I find that these days now it's all about how can we rid of women, anything that has to do with women, anything that is feminine. How do we remove power from women choices? Like, I don't know if it's the 2022 energy going through, but it seems to me like the world is really showing hate towards anything that seems female. Because, in the 1 week, or actually in the past few months, there's been a lot of hate towards naturally born women.
Women.
Right? And now you want to take away the title of mother? The very title that's given to you by your child. When children are first born, the first words they utter is dada and mama.
And mama.
No one teaches them that.
They
That
just
is
naturally
a natural.
say that.
So you want to take that away? Why? Why? What does that have to do with the LGBTQ plus? What?
What child is gonna say non-birthing parent? Birthing parent. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Stop this. My child, my grandchild I have in the future, they're not going around and saying that my children are their birthing and non-birthing parent. Nope. No.
Imagine if you went to your mom right now and you're like, oh, from now
Hey,
on,
birthing
mom, I'm
parent.
going to call you birthing parent. Listen, the box I would get in my... Like, what are you calling me? What did you just call me?
I still can't call my mother by her first name.
I can't even thank you. I can't even call her by her first name. I can't call my aunt by her first name. What's not my mother?
Our mothers to birthing parents and our fathers to non-birthing parents.
That's ridiculous.
I have no problem with the word parent in school. Rocksmack was saying, yes, in the doc, that's no problem. We are the child's parent. But when I'm going to school and they would be looking at me and say, oh, so you're trans birthing parent.
Yeah,
That sounds so ridiculous.
It's demeaning, and it's sort of like this idea
of erasing women.
Yeah, erasing that. And yes, for sure. We know that families are looking different these days. There are many different types of families with two dads, two moms. But the whole fact is it's two dads, two moms. We're not out here saying birthing parent, donor parent. Like,
thank you.
Like,
thank you.
Yeah, that's just going too far.
Thank you.
That's not necessary.
Thank you. Can we now say donor parent? Is that going to be okay? Can we call a child that has two moms and two dads a donor child? Should we turn around and say, oh, so you're a donor child? Because clearly the two fathers can't create a baby. So hi, donor child.
I'm confused. I swear to God, like, I barely know what y'all even talking about at this point, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm literally like, and this just got my head spinning. It's just, I'm glad that it was pointed out that it feels like there's like a hatred of women, because I get hit. I'm kind of used to that in my space of, because I can't speak on too. That's why I said I'm gonna sit this one out. You can't speak as a man. You can't speak on too much about what women do or how they do it, because you a misogynist, you hate women, somebody hurt you, etc., etc. But this doesn't impact me as much as anywhere near as much as it does you guys, just from the perspective of like clinicalizing all that a mother is, you know what I mean? And what's it going? So Tupac, they gonna remix it to Dear Birthing Parent.
birthing parent, birthing parent, you know I love
you.
Like, I'm done, yo. This planet, like I said, my
birthing
suitcase is packed.
parent.
My suitcase is packed.
It's ridiculous, and the idea that the government is spending time talking about this.
Right, shouldn't it be like, I don't know, lowering prices to gas and food instead of they're talking about, can we call women mothers versus donor parent, whatever they're want to call women now? Shouldn't they be attacking things that actually matter?
Right.
People can't find food to eat.
Right. There's
They're
a war
getting
going
kicked
on.
out of their houses right now as we sit here.
There's a full-on war going on.
And their biggest concern in the White House is birthing parent versus non-birthing parent versus mother versus father. That's their biggest concern.
And let's be clear, the key to this meeting was changing this in all of the school documents, which means that every document that referred to a mother or father in school from kindergarten to grade 12, because it does not apply to, universities, etc., but for 12 years of education, 13 years of education, your child would now be exposed to birthing parent and non-birthing parent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're good.
Yeah, let's move on, please.
Moving on. So, listen, I am big on, there's certain things you want to keep, discreet in a relationship. You love your partner. There's certain things that are discreet. But one woman took it to a next level, and she's not the first woman to take it to this level. But I just am curious to know, Brazilian influencer ends up in wheelchair from holding in her farts. She said her and her boyfriend were not yet in the stage of the relationship where she could fart around him, and so therefore she decided to hold it in. Now, this was such a big deal that it made it all the way to the New York Post. As you can see, this is the New York Post. And let me just read a little bit in here. A Brazilian influencer had to be wheeled through a Portuguese airport as she experienced horrible pain from holding in her farts. VTube, whose real name is Victoria del Felicia Moraes, I hopefully I got that right, 21, was at the Rock in Rio Lisboa 2022 music festival in Portugal with her boyfriend, okay, I'm just going to call him E, when she began experiencing pain. She was too embarrassed to pass gas in front of her significant other. So she then posted an Instagram story of her being pushed in this wheelchair throughout. Now she basically said they were just, again, not in the phase of their relationship where passing gas was a thing. Ladies, are you holding in your farts to the point where you feel so much pain you got to be wheeled in a wheelchair? And
absolutely not.
Hell
You know
no.
what bugs me with this whole thing too? Girl, Rock in Rio is one of the biggest music festivals on the planet. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds and thousands of people go to this festival. It's been going on since the 80s or the 70s, I think. It's been on for a very long time. And this place is always packed. So you mean to tell me that amongst these hundreds and thousands of people, you can't find a little corner and just do what you gotta do, let the gas fly.
Yeah.
No one's gonna hear you.
I think she's
And
been
if it
holding
stinks,
it for a
hold
while.
up. If it stinks, just do it and then hop away and be like, yo, what's that smell? And play along with it. Oh my God. And just, that's all.
You know what? I think she's been doing it longer than, I think she's been doing it for a
Just
while.
play in with the music.
Yeah.
When they're there busting out their raps and the guitar is blazing, okay,
So,
toot and dance away.
this
No
is,
one's gonna hear you.
and
or
here's
smell
another
it.
thing.
Guys,
Here's another thing. And
You-
maybe, I don't know.
Holding it in.
I'm a different type of
I'm
person.
not. That's a
Because-
real thing,
yeah,
yo. And
That's it.
painful.
Number one, gas is a real thing. Number two, there is a
Number
two.
two.
There is a reason why we have to fraudulate. Like, we have to do it because there are toxins in our body that need to be released on a serious level, right? I have never met a man who has any shame, and I know it's more of a male thing than maybe feminine to, you know, give a bit of a toot in public. Like,
Right.
men do this all the time and you can't even really per se get mad at them because this is the nature
The body
of a human.
does.
You have to do it. Now, this girl, okay, sis, you don't want to be in front of your dude when
Okay,
you do this.
granted.
How hard is it to get up and just go
Go
to
to a corner.
a corner in another room? Like, why did she
Turn
I
on
don't
the
understand.
Especially at a music festival.
Look,
Who the hell's gonna
No,
hear
I
you?
think she was holding it in longer than the
No,
music
she was
festival.
holding it for a while. She said they hadn't reached that part of their relationship with
Right, so she was doing this for maybe
So she
months.
couldn't even just get up
Boyfriend.
from the sofa,
Yeah.
get up from the bed, get up from wherever she was with her man,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
just go to the
Turn
bathroom,
on the
turn
water
on the
in the
faucet,
bathroom.
let the faucet run loud, do what you gotta do, turn it off, wash your hand and go about your business?
Right.
I really don't want to blame this on her age. I was, okay.
oh man,
What do you think, Rob?
I wasn't doing that at 21.
No.
First thing that jumped out about this story to me was influencers. So I was like, wow, this is your queen. Like, you would really try to convince a man that you don't pass gas? Like that, you think that highly of yourself?
Okay.
Are you rolling around in a wheelchair and better? Now he's like, what, you got some type of nerve disorder or something like that? You were just fine. Like, what is going on with you? But yeah, the whole, like, the term influencer, how far will a woman go to try to get the man she wants, you know? Because again, I don't think he's sweating the relationship that hard. And yeah, I'm gonna have fun with her in my little 3 minutes.
Here is, and I agree with you because here is my thing. Influencer is a word I don't actually love at all because everybody and their mama with a few thousand followers can be an influencer. But my thing was, sis, is it not now more embarrassing because you made it to the New York Post, and I get it, you're an influencer, so you want followers. But is this what you really want to be known for? Now this fart that you were hiding, several farts, whatever, how many farts you were hiding from your boyfriend, now he's in the hospital with you, and the doctor's coming in and saying in Portuguese, the problem with you is that you got an gas in your stomach from holding in farts. He's looking at you like you're crazy.
You're crazy. And now you're internationally known. Now everybody
as fart girl.
And to be honest with you, I don't know. Maybe it's because, so I'm going to get a bit cultural here, so excuse me. But growing up in a Jamaican household, you know, first thing in the morning, you have your tea, right?
Tea.
So, and at night,
tea,
you have your tea, again, that helps with digestion. Yep. Like, I'll tell you, people from the islands, actually, even like her being Portuguese, I'm actually shocked.
You're shocked that she doesn't know this.
Again, a part of the culture is digestion health.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't understand, like, when someone has gas, just normally, right? It hurts.
It hurts.
So I don't understand how she did this
for so long.
To the point where she's in a wheelchair. Like, again, the term influencer, that kind of gives us an idea of her mindset. So yeah, girl, stop. Just be you.
Maybe her next influencing gig should be with a Lime probiotics. Maybe you should make a deal with them.
Oh no.
Listen, she probably lost that boyfriend because he's got to look at her and think she is just the most idiotic woman there's got to be. And again, his name was mentioned in there, so now he's known as the boyfriend.
So now everyone knows
the fart girl who was, but like nobody needs that level of attention.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, I just called him E because I honestly couldn't pronounce his name. But like he's now known as the boyfriend of the fart girl, and I'm sure she's got pictures of. So like, who wants to be known that? The whole thing is just embarrassing.
Oh yeah, he's out.
He's like exactly. So she did all of that for a man who probably will not stay with her.
And it's not because of the situation. It's just
her thinking, her logic. It's just not a logical thing, and I get it. I don't necessarily in the beginning of a relationship want to just be around my partner.
Exactly.
But when you sleep over for the first time, there's certain things that you do as a woman. You bring baby wipes in your bag, and so when you're there, you put the baby wipes in his bathroom. That's there so you can wipe yourself. You turn on the faucet, right? You might turn up some music. You've got whatever it is. Like you as a woman, you've got some things that you do, but to hold it and to the girl, no, that's ridiculous. Anyways, it is time for 3 minutes with Robbie 3 times. So let me get all this stuff together so that Robbie 3 times can have this segment. Let me put on this HOV baby and hold on Robbie 3 times so I can get it and go.
Okay, so it's been rough on white ladies over the last few years. You know what I mean? We came up with the term Karen was coined just because their behavior in public had been so derogatory and just false that it was getting called out. But I am propositioning that we now refer to, as it was stated earlier, when white is done right, that is Brandy. Okay, we got Karen and we got Brandy. We love Brandy.
Brandy's got a black girl name.
Barbecue. Brandy is invited to the barbecue.
Yes. And she can eat for 2, not just 1.
Definitely can eat for 2. And then on the flip side of it is the poor police, who unfortunately are on the wrong side of things again. And not gonna take a downer, but I did happen to pass across that video where they let Buddy break his neck in the back of the truck and just completely manhandled him. And I was like, once again, on the wrong side of things. Cops, you want to make friends, treat people better. That's kind of basic, you know what I mean? But hey, next story. Our friends in the longest acronym community we know of, the LGBTQIA plus. Y'all have, like I said, y'all got like 20% of the alphabet. It's only so many more letters left. But what could I say that Dave Chappelle hasn't, man? Like, it's just like, yo, I'm sorry, but if vaginas were not mandatory, how did we all get here? Since it's a bad word now. And I'm going to move on past that subject there because I think that's about all I can say on it. And I wanted to go to Fart Girl because stupidity like that knows no bounds. It's just, it's a 2022 type of stupidity of how far up this man's butt are you that you can't even find time to break wind. So when I say the relationship was doomed, anyways, like, trust me, my guy, my Brazilian compadre, I'm certain he was like, yo, this broad won't even go somewhere. Fart, I see her over there, where her stomach rumbling and stuff like that. Like, you can't hold the farts like that. It's not making no noise. Like, come on, your stomach is sounding like a horror movie, like, oh. So she was like, I'm just trying to get these tickets to Brazil Rocks or whatever the name of the concert was, and that's pretty much because I guarantee got the tickets or paid for them or whatever. And homie was just along for the ride. He wanted to see the show. He was over there looking at her like, yo, this chick is crazy. She really thinks she's gonna convince me that like her stomach ain't been growing for 3 days. But to each their own.
And thank you, Robbie, 3 times.
Hey.
Garcia, talk to the people there.
Hey, this is not your typical girl talk where we try to make sense of the foolishness on the internet. We have replays of our show every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on internet radio through Radio Region. Thank you, Radio Region, syndicated through iHeartRadio, for allowing us this platform. We love you here. We love you. Thank you for the support and the love. And thank you to everyone that is watching. Replays are always available on our Instagram, so check us out there. And let's go on with the rest of the foolishness because there's always so much.
Oh, there's too much.
Sometimes you need to let go of your 15 minutes of fame.
Who is this?
And young man that we are about to talk about got his 15 minutes of fame in probably the worst possible way you could in the Black community. And he's decided to carry on. Now, we are going to play the first video in which he got his 15 minutes of fame. And then we're going to play his recent message to the people about, I'm sorry, I'm going to laugh. I think this is hilarious. And give me one moment. Let me pull it up because, and Rob says he doesn't know it. So this is going to be interesting. Here's the first video. This is what got him on the radar.
Right now, what did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me. To get delivered more. Get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
So I'm gonna pause so we can absorb that for a second. So that gentleman is Andrew Caldwell, and that is what made him famous, of him getting on stage in his church. You can see that was a pretty big church, and he wasn't delivered. Let's be clear, he was delivered with the T. With a T. And so he was letting you know he don't like men's no more. He like women. That was 2014. It is now 2022. Fast forward, and this is the new message that Andrew Caldwell wanted people to know.
Hey, I'm going to say this one time only. One time only. Men, stay the heck out of my inbox.
I like women, not men, not trans, no nothing. 100% women. Don't be in my inbox talking about, what's up, sis? You got some gas money? Ain't no gas money over here. Where your baby mama at? Hey, this is my last time telling y'all, stay the heck out of my inbox before I call you out. Right now.
So let's be clear. He's letting you know that he still likes the women's. And
Like
the
the
men,
women's. The women's.
I have nothing. Actually, I just wanted to play this because he was delivered.
He was delivered with the tea. He was delivered.
Y'all,
Girl, I don't even know where to be. I don't know.
y'all were clearly trying to get me to say something offensive.
No, we're not. We're trying to escape being canceled, Robert. No.
We're trying to not get canceled, Robbie, 3 times.
And thought that I would make it through this story without saying something offensive. Like, come on, man. This has church and homosexuality in it. Like, I'm gonna sit this one out too, I think.
Right? Shondo.
You know what? This is the one thing this is one thing I am going to say. I would have been interested in being in that congregation on the day he was delivered.
Right?
Okay? Delivered.
I mean, for anyone that is curious, please go find this on YouTube and watch the whole thing because it's actually
It's
like
hilarious.
I cried of
It is
laughing.
so funny.
Yeah.
The whole entire thing. After he says all that stuff, y'all, he gets into some
He gets
Holy
into some
Ghost
Holy Spirit.
dancing all over the church.
Shondo comes
it's
down on him.
It's a full on.
Because it's cap. It's straight cap. You know how he gave himself away? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. He gave himself talking about where your baby mama at. Ain't no straight man talking about where the baby mama's at.
No.
Unless use a celebrity, that's the only time smashing your baby mom has any type of value to it. Ain't no straight man talking about where your baby mama at. Like, boy, bye. Okay? That's all I got for you.
I'm sorry. I had to play it. And we're done. So
Here's what I will say.
He
Here's
said
what I
he
will
also
say.
he did post something earlier today, and
Oh.
he's telling people that it's stepdaddy season.
Oh, so maybe that's a connection to Brittany Renner. Okay.
He don't have on a
Gonna
baby
romance
cap.
ruin.
He got on a stocking. Come on, man.
He does look like he's got a wig stocking on, like when you're ready to put your wig
That is
on.
not a wig cap.
No, it's not.
That is not a do-rag.
It's not.
That is, I know. I know.
Isn't it too rag?
No, it's a wave cap. So when
Oh.
we're ready to put our wig on and we
Oh.
put our stocking cap on, it's a stocking.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Here's what I will say.
No, it's for the wig, not even bank robbers. We put that on when we go
Oh
put our
my
wigs on to
goodness.
make
I
sure our
know
edges.
that's what the bank robbery is.
Because you're a man, a homosexual man. Tell you that's a wig cap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like I said, it ain't no do-rag. And, bro, honestly, this is a better look for you. Like, man, go on back to work. Look, man, let's.
Garcia's
I
got the last word
We're all
on this
trying
one.
to not get
Yeah,
canceled.
here's what I will say. I will say that people should always authentically be themselves.
That's it.
No matter what. Never feel pressure to be someone else, regardless of the situation. Yeah. And if you're okay with being yourself, as I always say, you'll never need to go on a Instagram live and proclaim
Your straightness.
that you are who you are.
Yeah. You left the wrong organization, buddy.
And we move on. Breaking news, everyone.
Yes.
This is breaking news. And it is that dumb. And I have a very strong opinion on this one. Khloe Kardashian reportedly having second baby with Tristan Thompson via surrogate. And her team has come up with a statement. And they said, we can confirm True will have a sibling who was conceived in November. Khloe is incredibly grateful to the extraordinary surrogate for such a beautiful blessing. We'd like to ask for kindness and privacy so that Khloe can focus on her family. Let me say what I have to say about it. The announcement was not that Tristan Thompson and Khloe were back together. It was that they were having a child together.
Right.
Now, I'm going to remove feelings completely out of this, and let's talk about logic and facts. This family is known for the female having babies with the same person. Kourtney, Kim, Kylie, and now Khloe. It does not make sense for their family legacy for them to have children with different men. They're doing that for business reasons. Secondly, from a feeling standpoint, this will mean that Khloe's 2 children will be genetically the same, right? She is going to have to deal with Tristan for the rest of her life, no matter what happens. So it makes sense she goes out and tries to find another relationship because she wants to conceive a child, or her desire, need, and want for that child and being able to financially support that child. Her and this man came to an agreement, and they're having this child again via surrogacy. It's not like they laid down and were smashing to have the baby. So my thing was, there are a lot of women in the comments who are baby mamas with different baby daddies talking about Khloe and her decision, but from a logical standpoint, this makes the most sense if she wanted to expand her family. That's my
Agreed.
Khloe knew she only got her food stamps on the 7th or the 11th. And she did not want no Tristan bringing McDonald's just for one kid. So she said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I got this radical idea. I'm gonna have kids by the same man.
So here's my opinion, and here's the thing. I do know, and when I say this, people's faces do go weird, but I do know that the Kardashians actually used to be very wholesome. And I know that's hard to believe, but if we go back to the beginning of where the Kardashians came from, how they were grown up, they were actually coming from a very wholesome type family. Like Kourtney was with her high school sweetheart for over 20 years. Scott Disick, she's been dating him since she was a teenager. So they are very, at the base of it all, they're very wholesome, right? Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's a family reality show. I know a lot has changed over the past like 20 plus years, but their root is very wholesome. So it's not shocking that they all want to have children with the one man because they're wholesome. They kind of have their base is actually more like a Christian value base where they don't want to go out there and have, and I don't blame them, just on a logical level, who really wants to have multiple baby fathers? I've never understood the glamour in that. So I get it where Khloe's coming from in that sense. My hope is that they're mature enough to handle it and the boundaries have been set. Because the problem with this couple specifically is boundaries don't seem to work well with them.
No.
That's my only issue. Otherwise, good luck to them. Congratulations.
I think that's why they had the whole kerfuffle about the outside baby is they probably did have an agreement or arrangement or probably even in the midst of this process or maybe even started the process. And
yes, they were in the process. Yeah.
Action was so kind of fiery. Like, he's like, yo, sure, you trying to mess up my whole program. And he was even trying to change his reputation and legacy a little bit, you know. And that's where we get to men's reproductive rights, being zilch. And I know that ain't what this story is about, but like you said, the Kardashians at their base are very traditional. They're a brand, a multi-million-dollar brand. They don't do baby daddy. I mean, they'll do baby daddies, but not multiple.
Not multiple. That's
No.
true.
Like,
Yeah, you know what's funny?
Rob ain't gonna have no more kids.
Rob is
either.
not going to have any more kids.
No.
It's very
Right.
They
doubtful.
like Black China, you blew your whole 1, 2, 3 strikes on that. Like you
I
done.
her GoFundMe page is still going.
Oh,
Does she still have that?
Got no money there.
But you know what's interesting too? I think it's sad that, because I remember when Kylie did this also with Travis Scott. They have 2 children together. So when they were taking a break, or when they did break up, they still want to have children together. And I remember that the internet ripped them apart just because she wanted to have children with the same man,
Right,
who's the
yeah.
father of her child anyway.
Right.
I think it's sad that that's now abnormal to have a child with
One man.
one man. What, and it's normal now to people like, you only have one baby daddy? You had 2, what? How?
And
It's like you're collecting men like stickers and having a kid. It's like, that should be abnormal.
Girl, honest.
Normalize having kids with the same one man.
Do you know that it's funny that you say that? Do you know that people are actually shocked that I only have one child, one biological child that came? It was kind of like, oh, you don't have any more? No, I don't. I chose one. I saw the disappointment in my father's eyes that I even had a child out of wedlock. Why would I keep doing it over and over again? You only need to do something once to realize you either like it or you don't like it. And I didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it. And so I never did it again. So again, congratulations to them.
Yeah.
That baby's going to be beautiful. True will have a biological sibling. At Christmas, ain't no one daddy showing up for one kid and one daddy showing up for another kid. That is not the norm. You stay with your parents. And that's the thing. On holidays, we always see pictures of Tristan with them. And I know he's got other babies now and he's going to have to figure that out. But I will give it to this young man. He shows up and he's in the pictures and he's there with his daughter. And he's doing what he can to make it work. So good for them. Congratulations. Can't wait to see this new baby. Girl, if you want a 3rd child, you have it with Tristan so you don't got baby daddies. Because she don't want
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense for their legacy for her to have baby daddies. That's all I'm going to say.
And she don't got to put
Facts.
child support.
And she don't got to put Tristan on child support. Because, I mean, he's already paying whatever gazillions of dollars he's paying for all them babies he got.
Woo!
Of gazillions of dollars and babies. And on the theme of babies, Nick Cannon is back in the news, not because he's having another baby, but because he had this to say about the babies or the woman he's already had babies with. This is what he had to say.
In the block, yes or no?
Of course.
Are you still on the block?
I too expected, but that, come on, that's my fantasy love. That's somebody I will always love. Like,
I know that.
Like I would never have a love like I had with Mariah.
Yeah.
If I had the opportunity to, if it could be the way that it was, I'm there. Always be my baby.
Always be my baby.
Don't forget about us. We belong together.
Let me read this headline. Nick Cannon says he will never have a love like he did with Mariah Carey. Confirms he'd rekindle a romantic relationship if the opportunity was there.
That's not what he said.
That's what did he say?
That's not what he said.
That
That's
man it up
not
for us.
What he said.
What he said.
I had the same initial reaction to like, ugh, Mariah Carey. But listen to what he said. She was his fantasy girl. He got with his fantasy girl. He said if we could go back and have that is a big, huge if.
Yep.
One of those impossible ifs. He is not saying he wants to get back with Mariah Carey at all. What he is saying is he was young. I was in a different place. I have all these kids. How I was able to love at that point was very different from where I currently am sitting and living at right now. That's what I heard in that was, he was like, that was the last time it sounds like he was in that deep, head over heels, romantic, goofy type of love that they like to make movies about and all that other goofy stuff. He had that with Mariah. He's divorced from her, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started having all them babies.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he remembers why he went through that divorce process with her also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Life happens. I'm not the same guy I was at 25. I looked at relationships, love, life, all of that very, very differently at 25 than I do currently. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the male translation, from a female standpoint, I am curious to know whether that relationship with Mariah, I don't want to say, and it's not hurt that I want to say or broken, but something to that regard. Because after that relationship ended, because remember, the 2 kids he had with Mariah, I think it's Monroe and Morocco, are his very first 2 kids.
Yes.
And he went on to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think he's on his 10th.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So something within that relationship went from my fantasy girl and everything I wanted and wanting to have a family with her to now I've got 2 kids, I'm now divorced, let me procreate the rest of the Black community.
So here's the thing. I remember when Nick Cannon and Mariah got together, they dated for literally something
6
crazy.
weeks.
Like, yeah, a few weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
It was very like Chloe and Lamar.
Yeah.
And they got married very quickly. Their relationship was like on
fast track.
Right. And so it moved fast. So you can see just from that it was very much a fantasy. You know, at the time, Mariah was at the top of her game, banging, singing, everything she touched was gold. She seemed very sweet. You know, she had a great reputation. So, of course, she attracts him. And I think in the beginning, their relationship was very romantic. However, I do remember him complaining about how much she liked to spend money. And she's one of these girls that's like, I want my wedding at Disney. And then I want my birthday in Ibiza.
She calls it anniversary.
Anniversary. Sorry, she doesn't celebrate birthdays. And all of this stuff. And I think, now I'm not saying that's the basis of their divorce. I have no idea. But I think little things started to pop off that he didn't really know about her before marrying her, which is what happens when you marry your dream person.
Well, think about it. Think about Lisa Bonet and her soon-to-be ex-husband. I don't know if they're completely Jason Momoa.
Right.
But think about that. It was the same thing. She was his childhood fantasy crush, and the moment he got a chance with her, he married her and he went full force, and now they're going through divorce because, again, fantasy doesn't always measure up to reality.
Facts.
And I think that was the issue for Nick. His fantasy of what it would have been like to be with Mariah Carey wasn't what it was like to be with Mariah Carey. They subsequently got divorced, and now I wonder if it's tainted him against love, because it is clear that man, he loved Mariah. He was obsessed. He was everything. Like, he loved Mariah. And so now I think he just has relationships where he's detached, because if my fantasy woman, I couldn't make it work with her, I can't make it work with the rest of you broads that is wrong with you. Right? Like, and I think that's what it's come down to. He's just not going to attach himself to another woman. That's why he's all on his 10th child.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I just want, like, why are people even talking to Nick Cannon anyway? I mean, no offense, but who cares? Like,
he loves to talk.
Him and Ray J, it's like, who cares? Like, don't you have something to do? Like, why are they taking time to talk to Nick Cannon? Aside from him producing a picnic,
he's always
faster, he's at an album. This man doesn't have a job. Like, why is he just walking around having a picnic and sitting with anyone that will listen? Why is he interviewing him? He has nothing going on.
He loves to chat.
He loves
like,
to talk.
dude, go take care of your 10 picnics. Start a choir or something. I don't know. Like, he's so annoying.
I'm sorry.
So annoying. Like, who's the shade room? Why are they even showing this? Like, it must be a slow news week for them. To show this fool.
Whatever happened, it was something though, because Mariah since then has not had a really.
She has moved on, girl. She's some young.
I know
she was on TV,
but it took a long time for her to get there.
A long time.
So obviously, whatever happened to that relationship, it affected them both. My hope is that Nick Cannon, I hope you have time to take care of all those kids.
My hope is that you stop to
Mariah seems very happy with her kids, so
she's living her best life.
Yeah, go ahead, sis.
Unless he brings all those kids on a compound without Mariah's kids, because she's not gonna let that happen. How do you have time? You don't. They're all across the United States of America. So unless he's bought them houses beside each other and he's just going from house to house every day and checking homework, how you can't. So, and again, I am not even mad at Nick. I am not mad at Nick, because when a man shows you who he is, believe him. Nick has not pretended to be anything other than what he's doing. He's having babies and giving women money to support said baby. So if you decide to have Nick Cannon's 11th baby, that's on you, sis. That's on you. You're looking for a check or multiple checks, because now these women are turning around and having other babies. Oh, I just had a baby with you. Let me have another baby, because that means more money. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I that's not the life for me. Like, I'm not signing up to be the mother of
Maybe should start a compound. Like, you know, like.
Well, at least make it more interesting. Like, right now he's not.
And do a reality show. Do a compound with all your baby mamas.
He should.
Mariah, because Mariah ain't gonna have her babies in that. So his 2, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 9th, and 10th, because I think the 8th had passed away. So you can have 7 babies with I think there's 3 different moms. They can all live together and create a reality show. And then there you go. Now you got another stream of income. Thank you. You're welcome, Nick Cannon. That's what you do. There you go. The thumb. But we are going to move on to our 3 minutes, because he's been sitting here patiently. Our 3 minutes, Robbie, 3 times. Let me go back to these clips so that he can start and talk about what is going on in this row. We're going to start, Robbie, 3 times with Deliver It.
Delivered. Delivered. I'm delivered. Lord. 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 Have mercy. Those nasty penises away from me. Yeah, where your baby mama at, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, that's nothing. There's no way. Like, this is not an isolated incident. And obviously, this situation was years ago. Why are men in 2022 sliding in your DMs? Because you still got a reputation on them streets, Lord. And you needed to clean it up. And how, I'm not even going to blame the church for this cat's behavior.
No, it's not. The church didn't tell him to say that.
No, he brought up his own line.
Like I said, you left the wrong organization, bro. If you were in love with penises, you should have followed that. And been around some people that would have, would have accepted you and let you be a part of their community. Because now you angry, you sound frustrated, you talking about where the baby mama's at. Like, what? You obviously not having that much success with women because you're famous for this video. And on average, women don't like guys who used to play with penises.
And moving on, next one. Okay, before you say something to get us canceled. Tristan and Chloe.
Like, the Kardashians are a brand, they're a multi-billion-dollar machine. Their mama didn't have multiple babies by multiple men until her husband died. That's just, they come from that type of tradition. They are building a thing that's going to go beyond them kids. They're trying to, and I can't blame that. I do not knock that. That is actually what you're supposed to be doing as a family unit. Take notes, folks. And they definitely didn't want the McDonald's situation going on. You know what I mean? That was one that was really funny over recently. And back to Nick, I know y'all really upset with Nick and his behavior. And it's rightfully so. But like you said, man, you've been through a relationship with Mariah Carey, man. I ain't one of her fans. Like, I'm not one of the people that ever got caught up with me and none of that mess. Like, I understood her for how I always saw her. Y'all got to go back to the beginning of Mariah Carey career. She did not mess with black people. She totally disassociated herself from black people. And her first boyfriend was Tommy Mottola, who was the CEO of Sony Records. Okay, so
let it be known,
dealing with her
they got
from
married.
that point on had big shoes to fill because he could buy her like Rolls Royces on her birthday and stuff like that, like 20-something. So yeah, she put Nick through it because she became this diva. And he ain't know he was signing up for all of that. Should have did your research.
And to correct you, Tommy Mottola was her first husband.
Yeah.
It was her first husband. And remember, their wedding was extravagant.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Never marry the CEO of the record label that signed you. Worst move ever.
Oh, yeah. Bought a canary. That's all it was to him.
Just saying.
Hey, it backfired on her too because I don't think she was the same after that relationship. It's just
And there we go. Now, thank you, Robbie, 3 times. Telly, talk to the people and take us out.
Hey, thank you guys so much for listening and for watching. We are normally we have a new time slot. That's right. We are now on Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern time. Right here, we go live on this beautiful Instagram called Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Technically, we should own Instagram because God knows we do a lot of work on this stupid platform. Where's our check IG? Anywho, we want to thank Radio Region for giving us the opportunity to have our podcast. That's right. Listen to our podcast through Radio Regions, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We are all over the internet. We have a Facebook group. Join us there on Facebook under the name Not Your Typical Girl Talk. Find us on YouTube and subscribe. Not Your Typical Girl Talk is the name. And follow us right here on Instagram under the same handle, Not Your Typical Girl Talk. We're not going to bite you. If you want to come live and chat with us for a bit, feel free to join us right here. Come talk to us live if you like what we're saying. If you disagree with what we're saying, we're all grown here. We won't bite your head off. We might if you say the wrong thing, but we're nice otherwise. So anywho, do come on here and join us. Thank you so much again for listening and for watching. We've got Persia, I'm Telly, we got Queen Sheba, and we got Robbie 3 times. Till next time, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your nap. Just enjoy your nap, Robbie 3 times.